Sorry, I'm a little late, guys. Had some audio issues going on. So, yeah, like something happened with my mic. For some reason, I couldn't hear any noise. Then all of a sudden, I could. Then I could. Then I couldn't. Like it was incredibly weird stuff. And like it might sound a little odd right here. So, like, yeah, if you guys are watching this, just let me know if there's any technical problems. Like, if you anyone in the live chat that comes on here, just let me know, and I'll see if I can fix it. Because this entire thing is weird. It's weird using the Shure SM7B because like this didn't happen before when I was using it, but it's all of a sudden happened right now. So I don't know, but it is what it is. So gotta get used to it. All right, now that that's out of the way, welcome to the Ray Infinity Show podcast, everyone. And like I'm your host Ray, and this is episode number 62. And we got a lot of good stuff here to talk about today. So like I'm going to be talking mainly about China and China's influence over the world, pretty much, really. Like all the bad things that China's been really doing, not which is Taiwan, TikTok, and even like some government officials have ties to the CCP. So it's incredibly weird and scary stuff at the end of the day. So like we're gonna go right into this. Like we're gonna start right off the bat with this. So we're gonna go right into this right here. So yeah, and again, guys, sorry if the audio doesn't sound that well because I'm still trying to learn with this new mic. So yeah. All right, here. All the articles from today are going to be from Breitbart, which I'm a huge Breitbart fan. I listen to them all the time. So yeah, they're actually really really cool stuff, cool people. So yeah, wait, let me see this. Hopefully this is working. Hopefully that's working. Then hopefully it's better that way. I hope so. So yeah, okay, yeah, sorry about that. Hmm. Blackburn, who is in the U.S. Congress, Blackburn, Taiwan trip about protecting Pacific Islands from Chinese aggression. Huh, that is very curious, very very curious. So let's go right into it. Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee on Monday sounded off her recent trip to Taiwan. Blackburn told Fox Business News Network's Varney and Company that her trip was about protecting the Pacific Islands from the Chinese Communist Party's aggression. She warned China was intent on being globally dominant by the time we get to the midpoint of the century. Like yeah, like the China 2049 plan, which is China's goal by 2049 to be be the world's dominant superpower to overtake the U.S. as that title. So yeah, for all we know, it could happen much sooner than that with something 2030. Yeah. What we are doing is working towards protecting the Pacific Island nations, Taiwan included, from the Chinese Communist Party's aggression, Blackburn advised. You know that they're intent on being globally dominant by the time we're at the midpoint of the century. They have been very aggressive in how they have chosen to move forward in the last 18 months. And that's an understatement right there. That is of concern to us. But what we look at Taiwan, we have to realize that this is a nation that had declared their independence. And yes, they freely declare their independence. They have a founder of the country. They have a constitution, a president, a cabinet, a military. So yeah, they have everything that a country needs. So they're separate from China, and they don't need to be part of China in any way. At least not in my opinion, to be honest. So yeah. She continued, they value their independence, and that's good they do. They share our goals of democracy and freedom and diplomacy. So, yeah, okay. Let's see if this one's working now. And they seek to have more ties to the United States and Western nations, and that's a good thing. We need them as our ally. We sure do, especially with them being that close to China and with their relationship with China. And they are a strong ally indeed. So yeah, like China, they're trying to take over not just Taiwan. Look what they've done to Hong Kong. And like once they try to take Taiwan, guess what? Japan is next on their list. So they're going to go for Japan. And then probably after they try to take Japan, they're going to probably help North Korea retake South Korea. So you can clearly see where this is going. So like we'll play the video right here because this is actually something interesting. I'll play it right here. Come on.
Now this story, a U.S. Coast Guard...
Come on. Okay, I can't make it any bigger. Sorry, it won't let me.
cutter that was conducting patrols in the Pacific Ocean was denied entry to a port in the Solomon Islands, and that is now raising concerns about China's growing influence in the area. Let's bring in Senator Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee. Great to see you this morning, Senator. How big of a concern is this?
This is always a concern. And when you see the way the Chinese Communist Party is going into the Solomon Islands, you know, Ashley, one of the things I found out from being there on the ground, visiting with the Prime Minister, is while the leadership in the Solomon Islands is willing to go along with the Chinese Communist Party and some of their Belt and Road Initiative or debt diplomacy, the people of the Solomons are not. They are very religious.
Yep.
They are very freedom oriented. There is an active opposition to what the Prime Minister and the leaders are doing. And the preferred partner by the people of the Solomon Islands is the United States, not the Chinese Communist Party, who brings them inferior products or does inferior construction, doing it with Chinese labor, not working with the people of the Solomons to build the items that they are building there on the island.
Yep.
You know, Senator, you know, you just returned from a trip to Taiwan. You called the island an independent nation. Was part of your trip designed to make a statement?
Oh, what we are doing is working toward protecting the Pacific Island nations, Taiwan included, from the Chinese Communist Party's aggression. You know, their intent on being globally dominant by the time we get to the midpoint of the century. They have been very aggressive in how they have chosen to move forward in the last 18 months. That's of concern to us.
Yep.
But when we look at Taiwan, we have to realize that this is a nation that had declared their independence. They have a founder of the country. They have a constitution, a president, a cabinet, a military. They value their independence. They share our goals of democracy and freedom and diplomacy. And they seek to have more ties with the United States and Western nations. And that's a good thing. We need them as our ally. And they are a strong ally indeed.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Want to come back to this country. Senator Bernie Sanders claims that Democrats have a reasonable chance, he says, to retain control of the Senate. Listen to this.
I think there is a reasonable chance the Democrats will retain control over the Senate. I certainly hope we get more than 50 in the Senate, that we get at least 52, so we can start going forward and protecting working people in a way we have not been able to do up to now.
You just know, he's what he's trying to say is he wants to make sure that they can make sure Manchin and Sinema don't have any power with that. So yeah.
Senator, what do you say? There's these people now, I say people, the pundits, saying it's going to go from a red wave, which was predicted in the midterms, to a red ripple. What are your thoughts?
You know, pundits always have their opinion, and I find it very interesting each election cycle. But when I'm across here in Tennessee talking to people or talking with people from other states, inflation is a top issue. The open border is a primary concern, crime in the streets. And, you know, Ashley, those are all issues that have been brought to you by the Democrat Party.
Yep.
And people know that. And looking at the polling this weekend with the Democrats claiming that they are pushing forward, that polling did not reflect that. It shows Republican candidates for these Senate seats still holding their lead in these competitive states.
Yeah.
We'll leave it right there, but great to see you, Senator Marsha Blackburn. Thank you.
Good to see
you. Yeah, so there you get it right there. So that end part was a little off topic, but that was still interesting to hear. So, yeah. But like I said, China has extreme influence, especially with TikTok, which I'm going to get into TikTok right now. I'll bring this article up. Where is it? Okay. China's TikTok. Here you go. This is another interesting article right here. Like, this is incredibly scary stuff right here. Very, very scary. China's TikTok is pushing Adderall on teens. Like, we're in the age right now where, like, if like a kid has a lot of energy, like the parents immediately start medicating them. Well, maybe not the parents specifically, but the doctor. But like ADHD, well, it's called ADHD. Well, if like this kid is spoiled or something, you know what I'm trying to say. It's immediately diagnosed as ADHD, and so put him on some medication because he has too much energy or he's not being the best. So yeah. TikTok, which is a Chinese propaganda platform, TikTok is promoting sketchy new telehealth startups offering prescription drugs. Wow. Startups offering prescription drugs such as Adderall to teenagers and young adult users. Prescription for Adderall increased 25% for the 24 to 44 age group during the pandemic. Not surprising because of people being locked in their houses. So, yeah. Which some experts have attributed to the emergence of digital mental health platforms. Not surprising. Recode tells the story of a TikTok user referred as Nick C., a 25-year-old food service worker from western Iowa. Wow, Iowa! So, one from my state then. Wow. Who began to watch the content on TikTok influencer Connor DeWolf. Most of DeWolf's content released to attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD and has experienced his diagnosis. So, yeah. There you have Winnie the Pooh right there. So, like, this is incredibly scary stuff here. So, yeah. Nick began to identify with many of the symptoms that DeWolf described. All of his content hit very close, and I binge watched almost all of it. Nick and Recode adding the more ADHD content started appearing. So content, I'm talking about ADHD. Through consent exposure, despite never being formally diagnosed with ADHD, Nick became convinced he had the disorder and that stimulants would help his mental condition. Like right here, like he wasn't diagnosed with it, but he was convinced that he had it and like he needed medication to deal with it. So yeah. And thing about TikTok, like Joe Rogan's read the terms of service on a show like a bit ago, and like basically saying like TikTok, they will take information, they will scan everything from all your Wi-Fi thing on any other devices that's connected to that Wi-Fi. So like yeah, like really scary stuff right here. All the history on it. So yeah. Soon, TikTok began serving ads to Nick Doan, a telehealth startup company that said providers could diagnose patients with ADHD. A telepath startup company that said its providers could diagnose patients with ADHD. Wow. And write prescriptions for treatments, usually stimulants like Adderall. Within days, Nick had performed a 15-minute long evaluation with one of Doan's nurses practitioners, been prescribed Adderall, and was walking out of his local pharmacy with the pills. That's scary right there. The fact that he was just some random person like that and just got diagnosed. So it wasn't some real diagnosis though. Scary easy. So, yeah, that's an understatement right there. I just said that. Come on, get back up there. Sketchy as hell, but it worked for me, he said in a Reddit post. God bless TikTok, and oh my God, why on earth would he say that? For starting me on this journey. Between the beginning of 2020 and the end of 2021, prescriptions for Adderall in its generic equivalents increased by nearly 25% during the pandemic for the 22 to 44 age group. Wow. A trend that the healthcare analytics company Trilliant Health attributed to the emergence of digital mental health platforms. That's the scary part, that they have like there's some digital mental health platforms right there. So, yeah. Now, some digital health platforms are using are facing trouble following investigations by publications such as Bloomberg, publications such as Bloomberg and the Wall Street Journal earlier this year that allege that some telehealth companies are far too quick to diagnose paying patients with ADHD and prescribe medication. Major pharmacy chains have been stopped filing prescriptions from some of the most prominent ADHD telehealth services due to doubts over the legitimacy of the organizations. Wow. Cerebral of the biggest telepathic providers have even stopped prescribing ADHD meds to new patients following federal probe into its practices and will stop prescribing them entirely in October. Wow. So, like, yeah, the hammer's starting to crack down on it. So, yeah, that's actually a good thing that they're stopping it right now. So, yeah. Cerebral one of okay, I already read that part. TikTok has reportedly led to a major increase in the number of people claiming to have ADHD or other disorders. Aria Tuckman, a psychologist who specializes in ADHD, said that there is a lot of inaccurate information on TikTok. Oh my God. Is there anything even bigger than like inaccurate? Literally, is there? Most of the people who are doing it are not clinicians. They might be speaking about their experience. Yep. That's probably what it is, but they don't make it irrelevant necessarily to everyone else's experience. ADHD doesn't look the same for every person who has it. A recent study published in the Canadian Journal of Scientific analyzed 100 TikTok videos about ADHD and found that more than half of them were misleading and only a fifth were useful. Wow. So yeah, like I said, my generation, Zoomers, they're having prescriptions being pushed down on them. Same thing with millennials. They're having prescriptions and drugs and meds and pills and whatever being pushed down on them when they're not needed. So yeah, it's incredibly weird and scary stuff right there. So yeah, I'm just sad. I'm just angry and sad. This is all happening. So yeah. But like, yeah, TikTok is dangerous. And like, I believe Trump tried to ban it, and I actually agree with him trying to do it, but he couldn't do it because he legally couldn't. So yeah, I wish he would have succeeded in doing it, so we wouldn't have had to deal with TikTok anymore. But wasn't able to. So yeah, it's not his fault that he wasn't able to ban it. It's just he legally couldn't do it. So yeah. All right, I'm going to get into the final topic here today because this is actually going to be a very short video compared to other ones. So yeah. Especially with this mic problem. So yeah, I don't want another one of these mic problems happening again. So yeah, just so you guys know. Right here, Senator Mark Kelly. As you guys know, there are a lot of politicians in the government that have connections to China. A lot of them, and very concerning ones. And here's another one, Senator Mark Kelly. Senator Mark Kelly has concerning business ties to China. And Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, he's the one. So, yeah. Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona, who is up for re-election in November, and he's going to have a hard time trying to win that re-election, has a number of concerning business ties to China. And he's just one of very few of many. Kelly was the co-founder of a company called Worldview Enterprises, that garnered investments from a company that is closely linked to the Chinese Communist Party. Worldview Enterprises received investments in 2014 and again in 2016 from Tencent Holdings. Wow, Tencent, that's a huge company in China. So, yeah. A Chinese company that owns the communication platform WeChat. The communication platform, which has over 1 billion users, is suspected of surveilling activity of its users. So, yeah, that's incredible. So, yeah, he has connections to a company that is taking like activity of its users. Very suspicious stuff. So, yeah. WeChat also censored information that related to the something during the height of the pandemic, and Tencent suspended its stream of National Basketball Association games, NBA, after the general manager of the Houston Rockets praised protesters in favor of democracy in Hong Kong. And like, yeah, I remember that. And then right after that happened, LeBron James came out and said, like, "Oh, there's free speech, but you have to know when not to do it," or something. Like, it was something along those lines. I forgot exactly what he said, but he said that though. So, like. Sorry about that, guys. That was, yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully you guys can hear me better now. Yeah, again, guys, this new setup, like, it's bothering. Yeah, I have to work on it. So, yeah. Whatever's going on with it, I'll try to do my best with it. So, I apologize. Like, that's just happening. I can't do anything about that. So, right now. So, yeah. In addition to his ties with Tencent, Kelly also served on the advisory board of Boom Technology, a supersonic aircraft company that partnered with Trip.com Group Unlimited, a Chinese state-funded company. Wow. Kelly has denied that he was an advisory board member, despite saying he served as one from 2015 to 2019. So yeah, like his bullshit God, shouldn't have said that. Once his bullcrap got out, he's trying to cover it up, but it's too late. So yeah. In a financial disclosure, the Washington Beacon, the outlet also reported that Kelly had between $115,000 and $300,000 worth of private stock in the company as of 2019. Wow. So, like, a lot of these government officials, like, they own a lot of stock in companies. So, and it's scary stuff too. God, I'm tired right now. I'm gonna finish this article up so I can like, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Additionally, Mark Kelly may have violated a federal transparency law by waiting to disclose his financial stake in Boom Technology. The move was cited by Fox Business as a possible violation of the Stop Trading on Congressional Knowledge Stock Act of 2012. Wow. So he's already breaking the law, but he's trying to cover it up. Kelly was also the spokesperson for Shakalot, a multi-level marketing scheme that sold vitamins and weight loss supplements. Kelly had a speaking engagement in China on behalf of the company. Like, that's almost similar to this. Like, you remember that guy who was ripping people off a while ago with, like, weight loss secrets that they don't want you to know? I believe that was Kevin Trudeau. Yeah, like he's in jail right now. And the reason he's in jail is because he won't give up the money. Because apparently he has a pile of cash hidden somewhere. So, yeah. So, like, and he was talking, like, but there are some weight loss secrets and some natural cures that some people don't want you to know. But, like, the ones that he was talking about were bull crap. So, yeah. Yeah. Kelly will be facing off against Trump endorsement candidate Blake Masters in November. So yeah, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the midterms because that is going to be very, very exciting right there. So yeah. Okay. Hopefully this one's working right now. I can't tell if it's working or not. So yeah, come on. Come on. Are you working now? Okay. Hopefully that's working right now. Sorry guys if it's not working that well. I'll have to get back to working on it in a little bit. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. But like I said, China is extremely dangerous. Like China, they pose an extremely great threat to the country, not just to America, but to the world as a whole. Like certain people want them to be the world's dominant superpower. So yeah, I'm not going to say them in this video, but you guys know who I'm referring to when I say they want them to be the world's dominant superpower, to overtake the United States in that role. So yeah. So yeah. I don't know where I don't know where this is gonna head. I don't know if there's anything good or bad coming out of it. I hope for the best. I just hope I just hope China doesn't get away with what they're trying to do and what people are trying to make sure they're allowed to do. So yeah, okay. Like this is gonna be a very short episode, guys. I just wanted to read those articles and like that. Like it's not gonna be that long. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys for showing up to this episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video, and turn on notifications so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. Because my channel is shadow banned, and we need to undo that. Also, follow me on all the podcast platforms and follow me on all the social media platforms. And if you're watching this on Rumble Live, make sure to like this video on Rumble and subscribe to me on Rumble. All right. This has been Ray, the host of the Ray Infinity Show podcast. This is episode number 62. Catch it, guys, later. Peace!